And network held on the home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Who handles the service and maintenance for your facility? Is it a Steamfitters Local 601 HVAC professional? If not, you might not be getting the best service. Our HVAC professionals undergo 10,000 hours of rigorous training, 1,200 hours in the classroom, and 9,300 hours of hands-on experience. That's the kind of expertise you can count on. For superior service and cost-effective solutions, partner with the best. Visit steam601.org to view our list of signatory contractors. Steamfitters Local 601, keepers of the craft, powering Wisconsin.
Chad Schultz, president and owner of Innovative Signs, discusses his experience working with SVA-certified public accountants on improving his company's profitability.
So the SVA professional helped us look at expenses, look at our profit margin, and really dig deep into what's going to make us the most profitable based on our marketplace. SVA is a professional accounting firm. They know accounting. I have a major comfort level with them from a responsiveness level, understanding of my needs, and they are very professional on their end.
To learn more about how we can provide you with measurable results, go to sva.com/profitable.
Hey fans, the Brew Crew are hot and so are the summer temps. Now is the perfect time to step up your comfort game with a new Carrier home comfort system to keep your home cool all summer long. Ask your local dealer about local Wisconsin focus on energy rebates and financing for qualified buyers. Turn to the experts at Carrier. We've got you covered so you can get back to cheering on the Crew. Carrier, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Find your local dealer at carriermilwaukee.com.
Step up to the plate. It's Quick Trip's Around the Bases contest with Hershey's. Want in? It's easy. Just stop by your neighborhood Quick Trip. Purchase a Hershey's, Reese's, Twizzlers, or Jolly Ranchers. Buy it with your Quick Rewards, and boom, you're entered. If you're selected and the Brewers score in the first inning, you get a $100 Quick Trip gift card, courtesy of Hershey's. Get all the details at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Quick Trip and Hershey's, proud partners of the Brewers Radio Network.
Get up! Get out of here and go! Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ, it's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee at the Avenue. Here is your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
You know, I tell you what, being a big leaguer is an incredible achievement, and they should all be celebrated, and I'm sure there are plenty of people in his family that make him very happy and are very proud of him. But quite frankly, who the heck is Michael Hellman, and why does he hate the Brewers? Holy cow, what a series he's had against Milwaukee. He hits a 2-run homer today. He hits a grand slam yesterday. He robs a homer today. The 9-hitter on his fourth organization has had the back-to-back games of his life, and the Brewers fall 5-4 to the Rangers, and they dropped the series in the first two games of this contest. I just had to get that off my chest because I think I speak for a lot of Brewer fans when I say, who the heck is Michael Hellman? And I say this as a joke. Like, again, he's a big leaguer. Congrats to him. This is all meant to be tongue-in-cheek because I think he would understand where we're coming from in that scenario, too, because there are very few times, as I feel like I'm pretty connected in the sport, right, where I sit down, I'm writing in the scorecard, I'm doing some prep and everything, and I go, who? And I had not heard of him before yesterday's game, and I promise you, I will remember his name forever now. So, he was the story again today. The Brewers' offense, honestly, I really have a hard time complaining about the offense today because so much quality contact. They only struck out 5 times. They had opportunities. They cashed in on a couple of them, but at the end of the day, this is some of that batted ball luck that we talked about during the 14-gamer. Some of that came back your way. I remember a quote from our old friend Jeff Cirillo when he was on these post-game shows saying, hey, there's 162 games in the season. There's going to be 50 of them that you feel like you should have won. There's going to be 50 of them you feel like you should have lost, but you won. And then the remaining 62 of the season. So this is one of those that you feel like you should have won, but you lost. There's a lot of good things that happened in today's game. We'll break all of that down with Craig Cushon in just a moment. 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620 is the phone number. If you missed any of it, let's get you caught up with the highlight recap.
Ready for this?
Out of here!
This?
Brought it back! Ho, ho, ho!
And this?
It is gone!
Time for tonight's highlights.
Chad Patrick getting the spot start for the Brewers. They wanted to give everybody an extra day of rest this next turn through the rotation with all the off days looming. Going up against post-hype sleeper, if you will, Jack Leiter for the Rangers. Scoreless in the first, and Chad Patrick announced his presence with authority.
Another 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Strikes out the side in the bottom of the first.
Great start for Chad Patrick in this one. Now, in the second inning, though, the Brewers would find themselves in a little bit of danger. A 4-pitch walk with 1 out to Josh Young. Then a soft single on 2 strikes into left field by Alejandro Osuna. That put runners on first and second for Cody Freeman, and this was a play that loomed large for the rest of the evening.
Freeman, a line drive into right. That's a base hit. They're going to send the runner around third. Frelick's got it. His throw's going to third base, and out at third is the call. A run scores on the base hit by Freeman, but Osuna thrown out at third base by Sal Frelick.
That's the 10th outfield assist of the year for Sal. That leads all National League right fielders. Significant because the next batter was a fly out. Instead of 1 out and a potential sacrifice fly, it ended the inning. So the Rangers opened the scoring in this one 1-0. The Brewers would have some hard hit balls but couldn't respond, and Chad Patrick then settled in from there, at one point retiring 6 in a row. Top of the 5th inning arrives and getting ready for the third time through the order against Jack Leiter. This is where the baseball gods were really playing tricks on the Brewers. An infield hit for Joey Ortiz with 1 out. Then Bryce Terang gave it a ride.
Pitch to Terang, fly ball left center. This one sends Hellman back. Still back on the warning track at the wall, and he took it back. He jumped up on the warning track and pulled a home run away from Bryce Terang.
So another ball that was scalded earlier in that inning too by Caleb Durbin died at the track. This one is caught over the yellow line for Bryce Terang, getting robbed of a homer. So now with 2 outs and still just a man on first, Churio works a count full and more bad luck.
Pitch runner goes, and a line drive into right center. This one headed towards the gap. That is going to fall and bounce over the wall for an automatic double. Oh my goodness, it's going to cost the Brewers a run because it went over the fence. Ortiz scores backpedaling if that ball doesn't go over the fence, and that is the kind of luck the Brewers have been having here in this inning.
Then finally someone put their thumb on the scale and said, hey, stop messing with the Brewers. Yelly was next.
First pitch. Yelich, a liner off of the glove of Leiter. Can't pick it up. Yelich is safe, and Ortiz scores, and the Brewers catch a break. Leiter almost caught that line drive on the fly. Instead, it hit his glove. He had an opportunity to pick the ball up and throw out Christian Yelich, but he couldn't pick the ball up.
So now it's tied, and on an 0-2 pitch with 2 outs to William Contreras, the hardest hit ball of the inning.
0-2. Lined into center field. It is down a base hit. 1 run's in. Here comes Yelich to the plate. Throw all the way through. It's late. Contreras drives in 2. It's a 3-1 Brewers lead. All that bad luck. And the Brewers come up with a couple of big 2-out RBI hits.
However, no shutdown inning for Chad Patrick and company in the bottom of the 5th. After a leadoff strikeout against Freeman, he got ahead of Jonah Heim 0-2, but ultimately walked him. Big no-no there. And then there's that man again, Michael Hellman, hitting a 2-run homer just beyond the outstretched glove of Isaac Collins over the wall and left. That tied the game at 3. It was the last batter that Patrick would face. Ashby comes in and has his first clunker in a while. Allows a single, an RBI triple, and an RBI double in order, and it's suddenly 5-3 Rangers. The bullpens would settle down from there and keep things in check. Brewers would have a base runner in each of the next 2 frames, but failed to score them. Then finally, in the 9th inning, against the closer Sean Armstrong, they go to the bench and Jake Bauers.
A 1 pitch. Bauers, a fly ball deep into right center field. It's way back there, and it is gone for Bauers. A pinch hit home run for Jake Bauers makes it a 1-run game. 5-4 is the score on Bauers' 7th home run of the season.
Then the Brewers with 2 outs would stay alive, a Jackson Churio single. They got the man up they want, Christian Yelich.
Churio takes his lead from first pitch to Yelich. Line drive center field. Hellman is right there and makes the catch. Another Adam ball. Yelich hit it hard, but right at Hellman, and the ball game is over. Well, the Brewers got the tying run on base, but fall to run short. 5-4 the final. The Rangers taking the first 2 games in the series in Texas.
All right, no big deal. Brewers fall in the series. The magic number will remain 12. The lead is 6.5 as the Cubs had won tonight as well. So did the Phillies. So the lead for the 1 seed is down to 3.5. Try to salvage the finale tomorrow with Freddie Peralta on the mound. We'll break down this frustrating night with Craig Kishon next on 620 WTMJ.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Brian Balaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Catch the final battle of the regular season. The Brewers host the Reds Friday, September 26th through Sunday, September 28th. Get in on Fan Appreciation Night and a tumbler giveaway on Saturday the 27th. Close out the regular season with the Crew. Get your tickets at Brewers.com.
9 out of 10 people who experience cardiac arrest outside a hospital will die, but bystander CPR can make the difference between life and death. Join the American Heart Association at this year's Southeastern Wisconsin Heart and Stroke Walk on September 27th at the Summerfest grounds, where you can hear Port Washington's Doug Niemeyer's amazing story of survival. Every person who joins and every dollar donated means more people trained in CPR, more research, and more life-saving. For more information or to register, visit www.2.heart.org.
Botox can do more for men than just smooth out wrinkles. It can help reduce chronic migraines, stress-related facial tension, and even excessive sweating. Come out to Brotox and Beers, Saturday, September 13th at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. It's an event for men who want to feel better, perform better, and look sharp without the fuss. Watch college football, get treated with Botox in the low-key, no-pressure setting of Sweet Talks, then have a brew when you're done. Spots are limited, so reserve yours now at sweettalks.com. That's SWEETTOX.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers fall today 5-4, but the sun will come up tomorrow and they will still be the number 1 record in baseball. They are stuck at 89 wins for another evening and will not be popping champagne for a playoff clincher. Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. If you're looking for a banking partner that truly understands your business needs, look no further than Fifth Third Bank. They've got a local team here in Milwaukee and know how to hit it out of the park every time. For 15 years, they've been serving our community with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making that helps your business thrive. Experience a unique commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC. With Craig Kishon, I'm Dom Cotroneo. Craig, I mean, you can say they only scored 4 runs. You could say Chad Patrick didn't get out of the 5th. You can say Ashby, had a rough outing for the first time in a while. But at the end of the day, I look at a few other things that the Brewers can control, aside from those things that we point out, of course. But the Brewers barely swung and missed tonight. The Brewers only had 5 strikeouts. They hit what felt like a million batted balls hard at 95 miles an hour or above. In the air, mind you. I'm not even including ground balls on this as I just went through the analysis here of just looking at how many balls the Brewers hit hard, including all but 1 in the 9th inning. They didn't even swing and miss in the 9th inning. 2 in the 7th inning, including Williams' line out with a man on second base. The bad luck for Isaac Collins, the hardest hit ball of the night by a Brewer until Bowers, the pinch hit. The 108 down the first base line that deflected off of Jake Berger's glove. Like, it's just one of them nights. And all that good luck that we talked about earlier in the year, hey, they were due for a game with bad luck.
Yeah, for sure they were. And you do just have to say they put the ball in play, and that's what they've been doing all year long. And a lot of games we saw clearly went in their favor. It's tough to get this team out, and Texas made some great plays tonight, and they were at the right spots to, if you want to throw luck into it, or tough luck on the Brewers side. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. And the Brewers had a really good series against the Pirates. Their offense was cranked up, and in this series, it's it's been pretty quiet for the most part. Maybe that Bowers home run in the ninth will help for tomorrow, but and they got Freddie tomorrow too. So a lot of things to look forward to. They weren't going to clinch anything tonight anyway, the way things seem to be going out west. So just win and take care of your own business and continue to, protect their leads where they lead in all the important categories right now during this postseason run. Only 16 games to go. Hard to believe.
Yeah, the only thing that matters this time of year is avoiding sweeps. And getting sweeps are obviously helpful like they did against the Pirates, but it feels, and I think a lot of Brewers fans can feel this happening, even as frustrating of a game that today was, the Brewers understand that the urgency quite hasn't been the same these last couple of games, or even the last week or so since that 14-gamer ended, when you can sit up and look and say, all right, they're in, they're going to be in, and they're probably going to have a bye as well. So before anyone's dooming and glooming and the sky is falling, like, they're going to be in the playoffs, and they're very, very likely to have a bye. Just, again, to paint the picture right now, even with these 2 losses, right, they're at 89 wins. They are still going to be 8 games up on the Dodgers for the 3rd record of division winners, right? They're still in very good shape, and oh, by the way, they have the tiebreaker on them with 16 games to go. Let's just make sure that, remind folks here, Craig, the sky's not falling. This team is still going to October.
And they have to somewhat experience what their sense of urgency is too, Dom, because, when they were winning, 50 of 70 games and 14 in a row, really in the middle of the season, there's no sense of urgency. You're just feeling good about the team coming together. Everyone's playing at a high level on all sides of the ball. Now they're at the point where they're trying to weather, some injuries. They welcome back Rhys Hoskins today. And that's, it is open arms by the team and stuff, but there's still going to be an adjustment with him coming back and how he's going to fit in and all that. So there's some things to get used to here. The pitching staff isn't all the way settled here just yet. They hope to get McGill back here soon and figure out how they're going to, work the starters the rest of the way. So, they're in really good shape. I'm not trying to paint it anything worse than that either, but they still have to, understand that there's going to be a sense of urgency here in the final couple of weeks that they're going to have to understand once the playoff starts. And that's just basically putting the makeup of this team in the position to win and gain all of that. So they'll do it. I mean, they're still stacked with talent, and they won for the large portion of this season, so they're in good shape.
And then the other thing, I laugh because I got so many questions and interviews during the streak, like, are the Brewers peaking too soon? Are the Brewers peaking too soon? I've seen some chatter about, oh my God, they peaked too soon. I'm like, what do you want? Like, they weren't going to go 100-0 down the rest of the season, but furthermore, they can find it. They've done it before. And a reminder, too, even if the Brewers were going in white hot, people would be like, oh, well, now the break's going to slow them down because they're the ones. Like, momentum is somewhat a thing in baseball. I believe in it, too. But at the same time, it's like, all right, well, they got 16 more games to generate their own. And there are signs from today's game that they're not far off from generating their own, because it would be easy to say, oh, my gosh, they only scored 4 runs. They had the opportunities. They had chances, and they didn't have a great day with runners in scoring position. They also didn't give themselves a ton of opportunities and such, 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position and 8 left on. But when I look at it, Craig, the things that the Brewers offense could control today, hit the ball hard, generally good things are supposed to happen. And you know what? Tip your cap to Michael Hellman, because he came to play this series. Not many of his teammates have, but Michael Hellman, he's just taken over this series.
It's insane. It's just insane. He's got 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. He robbed a home run away from Bryce Terang tonight. I mean, he robbed a home run and then hit a home run in the same inning. That does not happen very often, but he's living the life here right now. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, just look at that inning for the Brewers alone. They had a home run taken off the board, and they had a run taken off the board on a tough bounce ground rule double as well by Churio. Now, that run ended up scoring later. But again, how's the ball bouncing right now for this club? Not great, but I thought they knocked on the door pretty good in that 5th inning tonight. And then, Bowers make it in a 5-4 game. They had the tying run on before the final out in the 9th inning as well. That's the Brewer baseball we're used to. Win or lose, grind it out until that 27th out. So that at least was good to see. They had 11 hits tonight as well. So I think they're in good shape tomorrow. And the even better news is they're going home to play 6 after that, including a day off. So that'll be much needed for sure.
2 days off, mind you, as well. That will be very helpful for the Crew. And one more thing, too, on the Brewers today. I mean, it's not a bad thing to get more pop available off the bench. Rhys Hoskins being added. We'll talk about him a little bit later on, too. But, quite frankly, today's lineup, I thought was pretty close to what we could see on game 1 of an NLDS lineup. Maybe there's, interpretation to flip Terang and Frelick. I personally would do that, but they want to see what they got with Terang. And Terang got nothing out of 3 hard contacts today to go 0 for 5. That was the strongest 0 for 5 you'll ever see. But this is a lineup that, quite frankly, I think this is it. Like, they're finally there. Like, all the guys that they want to have available are available now for these final 16 games.
Yeah, and I also, the other thing, Dom, is we really got a glimpse of like a Jory Ortiz case where he was pinch hit already in the 6th inning. So you're taking your arguably your best defender out the rest of the game when Hoskins came back and pinch hit for him in that 6th inning. We may see more of this. This could be, again, what I mentioned earlier about getting that sense of urgency and getting yourself lined up for how you're going to play the playoffs out. This could be how they see Rhys Hoskins helping out in the middle of a game, and then how do they cover shortstop with Monasterio after that? And then if the game goes on and they make more adjustments, how do they figure that out? But this was pretty close to what I would say for sure would be their playoff lineup. That'd be a tough one to argue for sure.
Yeah, I agree entirely. We got to talk about Chad Patrick, too, because there was some really good mixed in with some really frustrating pitches that on a day that walks always come back to bite you. We'll talk about Chad's outing next on 620 WTMJ.
Hey Milwaukee, now is the best time of year to replace your old drafty, cheap, or builder-grade windows. And Window Nation can get the job done in 1 day or less. Right now, when you buy 2 windows, you'll get 2 for free. Plus, you won't make any payments for 2 years. That's right, no interest, no monthly payments, and no down payment. Plus, for a limited time, you can score free Brewers tickets when you replace all the windows in your home. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com now.
What are you doing every day to support your liver? If you enjoy sweets, fast food, alcohol, or take any medications, that's a vital question to ask. Hi, I'm Sherry Torkas, pharmacist and health author. For over 30 years, I've helped people make informed decisions about their health, especially concerning prevention and long-term wellness. Supporting your liver isn't just a wellness trend, it's a daily essential. That's why I recommend Active Liver by New Nordic. It's made with plant-based ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and globe artichoke, herbs clinically studied for their protective and restorative effects on the liver. Active Liver blends traditional herbal wisdom with modern scientific research. Not all supplements are created equal. I trust Active Liver because it's backed by science, meets strict quality standards, and delivers true daily liver support.
Protect your liver and give it the support that it deserves by making Active Liver from New Nordic part of your daily wellness routine. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Vanity Fair calls BritBox a delicious streamer. Collider says everyone should be watching. Catch Britain's next best series with BritBox. Stream acclaimed new originals like Code of Silence.
You read lips, right?
And Linley, based on the best-selling mystery series.
Say hi, Linley.
take it from here.
And don't miss the new season of Karen Piri coming this October.
You don't look like police.
I'll take that as a compliment.
See it differently when you stream the best of British TV with BritBox. Watch with a free trial today.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electric. Only in Wisconsin can you need the AC one day and the furnace the next. Be ready for whatever the weather throws your way. Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical has an early bird special. $20 off a furnace tune-up now through September 19th. Book your appointment today at Cider, SEIDER.com. Brewers fall today 5-4 to the Rangers. They've dropped the series. Chad Patrick had the spot start, and man, Craig, there were moments of brilliance today, especially starting with the striking out of the side and, to only allow one run thanks to his defense in the second and to respond and escape a leadoff walk in the third to the 9-hitter. That's an absolute cardinal sin, but it's Michael Hellman's world. We're all just living in it. But the point being, for 4 innings, Chad Patrick looked like the guy we saw in May. The cutter was getting swings and misses. The command was solid, despite the 2 walks. But even the contact that was made against him was not all that hard hit, and it's a building block to be excited for what the future holds for Chad.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's making progress in the adjustments that, he has made, considering all the ups and downs he has had between having to go back to the minor leagues to make room for other starting pitchers up here and then being called upon like he was today again to jump back up and then to start in this. He's taking on a lot, but you know what? He's also doing things that a lot of other pitchers in this organization have done in the last 4, 5, 6 years as well. This is part of the development progress, and the Brewers are only bringing very few guys through that, like Chad, as starting pitchers as well. So I think he's progressed, very well. He's obviously making some mistakes still. He's one of these pitchers where walks kill him, and he had 3 walks tonight and 2 of them scored. So that's the tough part. He had a walk to the number 9 hitter, as you mentioned, in Hellman, and then Heim in the 5th inning, and he scored ahead of Hellman's home run. Your 8 and 9 guys. I mean, you can't get them out all the time, but man, in close games like this, those are tough ones. But I think overall, he's just this year's tough luck pitcher. I mean, the team has lost his last 9 starts, and you flip the script on the other side for a guy like Quinn Priester, where they've won the last 17 of his appearances. That's almost hard to believe that 2 pitchers can endure opposite ends of the spectrum like this on the same team.
And when I look at, some of the underlying stuff going deep inside the metrics here, I mean, only an average of 83 miles per hour for exit velocity against him. He had 11 swings and misses today. He had 16 called strikes. He had 11 foul balls. Like, the ball was barely in danger today. And, yeah, he had a couple full counts in the first inning, right, when he ended up striking at the side. The only other 3-ball counts he had were the walks. So he was in command of the baseball today. And the 1 walk I think he especially wants back. I mean, he can live with a 4-pitch walk to Young. That was, obviously quick fix. Hey, don't do that. But getting ahead of Jonah Heim, the 8-hitter, 0-2 with 1 out and nobody on, after the Brewers offense just gave you the lead. And you knew this was probably going to be his last inning, given the Brewers had a fresh bullpen, to go from 0-2 to 3-2 and then walk Jonah Heim, and then ultimately the 2-run homer by Michael Hellman. That was the moment where it obviously was just like, okay, still a rookie, still needs to be a little more precise. 2 of those misses were his biggest misses of the game in that at-bat to Jonah Heim. Any little mistake in the big leagues normally gets compounded, and that's what happened in the 5th inning.
Yep, for sure it did. And I'm also, wondering as well. This is a guy that doesn't really wear his emotions on his sleeve. He's kind of a quiet individual. He's not loud. He's not abrasive. And I wonder too, sometimes it was a really tight zone that didn't favor him tonight. And I'm not trying to make excuses, but you just wonder, for a first-year major leaguer like this, who's had a lot of, like I mentioned, the back and forth with the minors, how that affects what you're doing out there. And like you said, Dom, he didn't get hit hard, but those are things too that he has to deal with. He has to learn. He has to just basically go through. You just don't know.
And then for Chad too, to still see, efficiency beyond that. I mean, look at I'm counting through it right now on my score sheet. So he had 0-2 obviously on Heim, but ultimately lost him. He had 0-2 on Young, struck him out. 0-2 on Berger, ground out. 0-2 on Josh Smith, soft line out. 0-2. I mean, you get what I'm saying here. He had 6 0-2 counts tonight, and all but one of them were retired. The one was the walk to Jonah Heim. So again, I still see a lot to like from Chad Patrick. And if this was his last start in the big leagues for this season, given the Brewers have 3 more off days and only 16 games to go, their priority's going to go to the guys in the postseason. Man, what a rookie season for Chad Patrick on a guy that didn't even know he was going to make the club until the last day of spring training.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's got the makeup to make this work, and it's certainly hard for us not to think ahead to 2026 and think this guy won't be part of a rotation that's going to look, it's going to look different next year. It might be really kind of fully dominated by a lot of younger guys here, and certainly, he's earned his way to be in that mix as well. So it might be his last start. I mean, I'm kind of thinking, with the days off coming up and how they're going to have to mix guys and keep track of innings and that type of thing. We'll see. But if it was, it's tough that he didn't go out with a true victory here recently, but that's not going to deter him. That's for sure.
Yeah, I agree. We're going to do a quick little lineup discussion. We'll talk about the bullpen later as well. Craig stays with us for one more segment right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Even your pickiest eater will say yes to this. Crispy chicken tenders are now at Cousin Subs. Perfect on their own with a favorite dipping sauce, or stacked in one of our 2 new subs. Classic crispy chicken or bold Buffalo Ranch crispy chicken. Made with quality chicken and served on our fresh baked bread. It's a mealtime win for kids and grown-ups. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only here for a limited time. Order in store, online, or on the app today. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
4 years ago, I opened a doggy dream space unlike anything in Wisconsin. A place that offers it all: daycare, boarding, grooming, and a one-of-a-kind indoor-outdoor dog park and tavern. A hangout as fun for humans as it is for hounds. I'm Leah, proud owner of the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls. Our love, passion, and commitment to dogs and the community are at the core of everything we do. From our incredible staff to top-tier services, we've built something truly special at the Hounds and Tap. Come see for yourself. Visit the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls today.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers, where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Do a little buy or sell real quick. It's brought to you by Tony Wendorf and Associates. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, trust Tony Wendorf and Associates, one of the top real estate teams in Wisconsin. Part of First Weber Real Estate Services. They bring faith, family, and a red carpet experience to every home deal. Let's step up to the plate together. WendorfTeam.firstweber.com. With Craig Kashan, I'm Dom Cotroneo. Text here from the 815 inspires this. Should have, would have, could have. Still surprised on the batting order. Maybe change it back to Frelick leading off, maybe against the Cardinals on Friday. So I dove into the numbers, as I usually do here, Craig. And when you look at it, the Brewers' record, when this is the order, when Bryce is leading off and Sal is hitting fifth, they're now 18-17 in this arrangement. Whereas when Sal is just leading off, regardless if Bryce is hitting fifth, when Sal's the leadoff hitter, it's 34-16. Now, it's not just that simple of just about when Sal is hitting first, where's Turang, that sort of thing. But I'm just saying, like, I think that Sal's profile fits very well for the leadoff batter, and you want to have Bryce up with as much damage possible in front of him. The context would be, though, well, you're taking maybe, 3-4 plate appearances a week away from Bryce Turang by him heading fifth as opposed to first. So I leave it in your court, Craig. What would you do?
Boy, it's hard for me. I like Frelick at the top. I just think he's a natural fit up there. I understand, though, the way Turang has come on in the second half of the season, why the team thinks that's a good fit up there. But I prefer Frelick. I'll take that record because that record is something that they have to be looking at. And maybe they're just kind of test driving this a little bit with Frelick when he was out for a bit and Turang was, kind of a fixture up there and doing some wonderful things. I would like to see Sal up there. I mean, if we're just talking those two guys, I would just like to see Sal up there. Chourio and Yelich and Contreras have become kind of interchangeable. Occasionally we see Vaughn in that number 4 spot. I think the top of the rest of the order is fine. I've even thought, what if you did Frelick, Turang, Yelich, Chourio, Contreras, or something like that, where you'd actually have Frelick and Turang kind of going back to back, like the 1-2 punch of yesteryear when it was, Molitor and Yount. But that's just me thinking back to a time where that worked out well. But I don't know. I like Frelick at the top for sure.
Yeah, I like Frelick too. And I think the counter to your proposal there is that it's back-to-back lefties. And I know they both hit lefties well, but the thing is, when we say they hit lefties well, they're still being retired 7 out of 10 times against lefties, and they're welcoming in a tough lefty. Say, like, I'm thinking ahead to the playoffs. They're welcoming a window of Matt Strahm from the Phillies facing them. They're welcoming a window of Matt Vezia, Alex Vezia coming in again. Like, that's how I would counter that. I like Chourio too. I love Yelich third, and the cleanup spot can be Contreras. It can even be Vaughn at times, but again, it talks about that 5th spot in the order. So I'm buying it too. I'm buying Sal at the top of the order, and I still think Turang in the 5 spot's a good spot because you look at it today. Sal's 5th spot had a man aboard in 3 of his 4 plate appearances. He was up, and he went 0 for today. He's suddenly cooled off. Turang, there was only a man on in 1 out of his 5 plate appearances today, and I think, quite frankly, with all due respect to Sal, Bryce is going to do more damage to the baseball than Sal will. Sal can start a rally. I don't think Sal's the guy that's going to finish a rally.
Right. I mean, that's exactly it. That I agree with that 100%. And this lineup we're talking about too, however they have mixed it up, I mean, for the most part, it's been really successful. And if you get 1 through 6 in your order that can get on base in a lot of ways, that can slug and drive in runs. I mean, that's what they have 1 through 6 for sure. And they're fairly interchangeable past that leadoff spot, whatever the preference would be. But again, I'm going Sal up there, and then I'm letting him, in the middle of the game, I'm letting him continue this rally of some sort, and then the other guys, bringing everybody else home. That's how I see it.
I agree. So we'll see if Pat Murphy agrees, or really the only lineup card that matters is Game 1 of the NLDS, whatever the Brewers decide to do by then. But Craig, Sean, appreciate you as always. Fun week, no show tomorrow, so we'll talk to you down the road, my friend.
Okay, sounds good, Dom. Thanks.
Craig Kashan here on 620 WTMJ. Going to have some bullpen thoughts up next. We'll hear from Murph a little bit later, going until about 1:45. Stay with us right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Transform the way you do business with Fifth Third Bank's Commercial Payments Solutions. Our market expertise and managed services streamline your entire payment process, seamlessly integrating with your existing systems to give you unparalleled control. Discover new revenue sources, save time, reduce operating costs, and boost your bottom line with our customized payment solutions. Fifth Third Bank, National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Marty's Pizza in Delafield has expanded its delivery zone. Yep, we're sending our heated oven delivery trucks out farther than ever and expanding our footprint. Check out martyspizza.net to find out if you're covered, and we'll send out one of our fleet ASAP to get you great pizza, subs, salads, or our Italian entrees. And for parties of 50 or more, heck, we'll deliver almost anywhere. Just give us a call, and we'll see how we can make it happen for your large group gathering.
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers Extra Innings, player of the game. Brought to you by International Autos Group. Just like the game's MVP, you can drive it in season in style and save up to $10,000 on in-stock BMWs, Audis, Mercedes-Benz, and more. No tariffs, just huge savings. Visit iamilwaukee.com. Churio, very quietly, 3 for 5 and 2 doubles tonight. Could have been a triple if that ball didn't hit over the wall, but he gets back on track today. Yelly, 2 more hits today, too, is a good sign from him as well. Contreras, a couple of clutch RBIs. Those guys were easy counts, but it's got to be Michael Hellman, given the rant I had at the beginning of the program with his 2-run homer once again today. So Aaron Ashby had his first clunker in a while, and I see a lot of discourse about they're overusing Ashby. Well, Ashby had a day off, and he had only he got 5 outs, obviously, on Sunday in the finale to get that save, on Saturday to get that save. So he had 2 days off, I should say. He threw 20 pitches in that game. And when you say he's overusing him, there is such thing as the hidden innings and the warm-up time and all that stuff. But the whole point of this is to shorten him up and to see how he responds. Because in the beginning, let's say like late July, early August, there were so many multi-inning outings and 3 innings and then sit down, 3 innings, and you're not going to be available for 3-4 days. Now the Brewers are trying to find out, okay, well, if we shorten him up, how much more available could he be for the Brewers, right? Like, think about how they used him in all 3 of those games against the Phillies. Off day helped out in that as well, that his window was Schwarber and Harper. Whereas today, his window were those lefties at the top of the order, being Josh Smith and Jock Peterson, knowing they were going to pinch hit Peterson for Higashioka, and just didn't put him away. Had him 1-2, but ultimately gave up the RBI double to right center field. And, he's still got some swing and miss. He had 2 strikeouts today. The changeup and the curveball were the 2 Ks. Ashby, it's now he allowed a run against the Pirates, but that was with a softer defense, and I'm not freaking out about that one at all. But he has only allowed multiple runs now twice since June 19th. All right, and he's throwing multiple innings. He's not just throwing 1 inning. Nobody has a 0 ERA out of the bullpen. To be said, though, I imagine the Brewers are going to be a little bit more cautious with him. One thing I do think they really need to start doing is use Rob Zastryzny in these sort of 1-inning little pockets. Now, in this scenario, 100% I would have used Aaron Ashby, but maybe pull him after the 5th and let Zastryzny get the 6th. That's the one thing I would have done differently, because that's another way that you can keep Ashby fresh for tomorrow, because now there's no way Ashby's probably going to throw in tomorrow's game. Use the off day. He'll be available on Friday against the Cardinals. So just some quick little bullpen thoughts there, too. Good to see Grant Anderson get back into action against his former club. He had a good inning, a strikeout there. And Tobias Myers, another guy the Brewers continue to shorten up. 2 strikeouts in a perfect inning. So it's been an odd year, obviously, that he's not starting anymore. He began the year as a starter. He had the really good one against the Astros, the really kind of frustrating one against the Rays, and then the short one with 11 hits against the Twins. And that was it for him as a starter in the big leagues. He had the 1 start against the Mets that was designed to be shortened. But now that he's become a multi-inning reliever, that was him for most of August. He still threw 17 innings in August in 7 games. Now, here in September, he hasn't gone multiple innings yet. And some of that has to do with, performance. He gave up 2 hits against the Phillies back on Labor Day, but only faced 3 batters on Saturday against Pittsburgh, and he gets 1 perfect inning today. If he becomes a 1-inning right-on-right guy for the postseason, if he comes in early, cool. He can give you multiple innings. If he only needs 1 inning, he gives you 1. That's a small little development tool right now for Tobias Myers that maybe is going to be something the Brewers deploy in the postseason, not so much as a multi-inning guy, but as a reliever because, oh, by the way, now not all of this is with leverage, keep in mind. As a reliever, Tobias Myers now has a 1.83 ERA, 16 strikeouts in 19 2/3 innings, but here's the best stat. 0 homers and 1 walk. That's significant. The splitter is working, and I wonder if this is going to continue for Tobias Myers in these final 16 games. We'll hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, coming up in just a moment. We'll also give you the playoff picture. Some of those West Coast games are nearing their final scores now. Stay with us here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, cider.com.
Wholesale mulch? No problem. We deliver to residential or wholesale accounts, and we can supply you with whatever volume of the highest quality mulch you need. Nobody around here has more mulch than Erickson's. We'll deliver you a 1-yard pickup truck load all the way up to 100 yards in a walking floor trailer. And if you just need a little bit, swing by and we'll fill up a 5-gallon bucket or 2. It's the best mulch you'll find. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our decorative stone is available by the handful for pickup, all the way up to 24-ton load deliveries. And our stone is superlative. We scour the countryside, countrywide, from Arizona to the Carolinas. We search pretty much the whole U.S. of A. to find you easily the best stone selection in southeastern Wisconsin. See a rainbow of decorative stone colors to match any exterior decor. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Catch the final battle of the regular season. The Brewers host the Reds Friday, September 26th through Sunday, September 28th. Get in on Fan Appreciation Night and a tumbler giveaway on Saturday, the 27th. Close out the regular season with the Crew. Get your tickets at Brewers.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Freeman, a line drive into right. That's a base hit. They're going to send the runner around third. Frelick's got it. His throw's going to third base. And out at third is the call. A run scores on the base hit by Freeman. But Osuna thrown out at third base by Sal Frelick.
That's our Surfside play of the game. A proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside iced tea and vodka. Surfside lemonade and vodka, paired perfectly with a day at the ballpark and stocked at American Family Field all season long. It got me wondering about, could he repeat in right field, Sal Frelick as a Gold Glover? Well, Fernando Tatis Jr. is playing a full season again, and that was part of the reason that Sal was able to win the Gold Glove last season, because Fernando didn't qualify. Well, Fernando leads with 17 defensive runs saved. Sal's got 8. And Fernando also robbed another home run tonight. I think it's going to Nando for his second Gold Glove. But I think Sal will be a finalist once again. I imagine the finalist could be some combination of Fernando, Sal, and maybe Corbin Carroll. Soto's not going to be in that, nor definitely Nick Castellanos, to say the least. But the Brewers get some more great defense from Sal Frelick in right. We'll talk playoff scenarios coming up in a moment, but first, a brief Pat Murphy in his manager session with the media.
You gotta just take your hat off to Texas. I mean, the way those guys played, they were relentless. They came back once we got ahead, and they made great defensive plays. I mean, we're watching that kid in center field. He changed the game. Caught Durbin's ball, ran it down. That's not an easy ball. runs down Durbin's ball, and then robs a home run from Terang. Was it a home run?
I think so.
Yeah, runs down, and that's the deepest part of the park. Like in our park, that's by the slide or whatever. So it's at least over the bullpen. And hey, credit to them and credit to us for keeping banging away. And making the game close. Thought it was they did a great job. Their pitching staff and their defense and their offense. They hit in the clutch. All their hits counted. We couldn't break through like that. Once we got the lead, we couldn't break through. And I credit the Rangers.
For Patrick, he was in a good stretch, and then 0-2 to a walk. Looked like it changed things.
Yeah. Yeah, 0-2 to a walk. That's and he's a young pitcher. He's a rookie, a young pitcher that didn't expect to be in the big leagues this year, and then all of a sudden he's had 20 starts or whatever he's had. So. Yeah, he still makes rookie mistakes, but he did a nice job. You got to give him credit too. He did a nice job.
What are your impressions about Michael Coleman? I don't know if he was how high on the starting board he was.
Well, he's been swinging the bat great and been playing great. We obviously noticed that, but yeah, he's having some kind of series. This kid is could intentionally walk him 4 times tomorrow.
As we're all trying to watch how you navigate the extra bat with Reese, the early pinch hit, that opens up some new doors maybe?
Yeah, but you lose one of the best defensive shortstops in the game. That's kind of daunting.
So he would go on to talk about how, that moment felt like the moment that could potentially change the game, and obviously it helped get the lefty Hobie Milner out of the game, and they go to the righty Crivello, who, by the way, has reverse splits. I know he blew up Reese's bat in a great tunnel there. If you pair that sinker that he threw with the first pitch slider that caught a lot of the plate, but Reese, it front hipped him with a slider, and then he tunneled that exact same pitch with a sinker, and it explodes his bat because he's thinking it was a slider. It was a really good piece of pitching by Crivello. But yeah, that's something that we're going to monitor here down the stretch. How early is he going to be pinch hitting to get Reese or Jake in that bat? Because Jake's hot right now. Jake deserves an AB or 2. Maybe he gets the start tomorrow against the Rangers. Real quick, on the playoff format here, the Brewers lose, Cubs win. 6.5 in the NL Central with 16 games to go. Finale tomorrow for the Cubs and the Braves. It's a rubber match as well. Night game, though, tomorrow, so we won't have any coverage of it during the game tomorrow. Chris Sale gets the ball for the Braves. Also today, a crazy game right now in San Diego. In fact, I believe it just went final. It sure did. 4-2 Reds over the Padres. 2 runs in the 9th on a homer from Tyler Stevenson off Robert Suarez. So San Diego loses. They're 79 and 66. Cincinnati still technically has a pulse, albeit a weak one. And Seattle's about to finish off St. Louis in the Pacific Northwest there as well. So it will be the Giants that all eyes turn to. They're 3 outs away from taking another one from the Diamondbacks. Let's assume that all this goes the way that the Brewers think, and it's going to be the exact same scenario tomorrow, right? We asked for the Giants, the Dodgers, and the Reds to all lose. Well, they're all going to win. And, by the way, LA is up 6-1 on the Rockies. Don't think they're going to blow that. So, exact same scenarios in play tomorrow. If the Brewers win and the Giants, the Reds, and the Dodgers all lose, the Brewers clinch a playoff spot. Or they'll just do it this weekend against the St. Louis Cardinals. And again, the Phillies won earlier tonight 9-3 over the Mets. They have taken a full throttle of the NL East. That division is all wrapped up. Largest division lead in baseball, by the way, at 9 games right now. The Mets are a weird team. I just can't figure them out. They're 11 games under 500 on the road. Very odd. But that's your playoff picture. Let's talk about tomorrow as we say goodnight after this on 620 WTMJ.
You'll get a new heat pump system, a new furnace, and a full home duct cleaning all together as a package at about half price. Half price! That's how it all shakes out. Not a gimmick. And both the furnace and the heat pump system are high-quality units. This is Anthony Zanevsky. All you have to do is purchase a heat pump system from Quality, and you'll get a free furnace and a free duct cleaning. All totaled, the cost would be about $20,000. When you add in the new tax incentives that you'll get back at the end of the year, you're going to end up paying about half. That's about $10,000 for a high-quality furnace, heat pump system, and a full home duct cleaning. It's limited time, and last time we did this, the units went pretty fast. So if your home needs a new furnace upgrade and a heat pump system that can act as a brand new AC system as well as a furnace backup, take advantage while you can and cut your energy bills substantially. Call Quality and get them while they're hot.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Attention car buyers, if you're in the market for a new vehicle, buy it now from the International Autos Group and save up to $15,000 on a beautiful new Audi, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Alfa Romeo, Maserati, or Hyundai. And 0% financing is available. The International Autos Group, where our ordinary needs to be extraordinary. Visit iamilwaukee.com. Offers on select new models. Financing with approved credit. Savings off MSRP.
Botox can do more for men than just smooth out wrinkles. It can help reduce chronic migraines, stress-related facial tension, and even excessive sweating. Come out to Brotox and Beers, Saturday, September 13th at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. It's an event for men who want to feel better, perform better, and look sharp without the fuss. Watch college football, get treated with Botox in the low-key, no-pressure setting of Sweet Talks, then have a brew when you're done. Spots are limited, so reserve yours now at sweettalks.com. That's SWEETTOX.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ. What's coming up for the crew? This is your window to what's ahead. Brought to you by Window Nation.
Hey Milwaukee, Dom Cotroneo here for Window Nation. Right now you can buy 2 windows and get 2 free, plus no payments for 2 years. Plus get free tickets to a Brewers game when you replace all the windows in your home. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. Now, the Brewers are closing in on their magic number. It's the perfect time to take advantage of Window Nation's playoff special. So our window ahead tomorrow, 1:35 first pitch. We're on the air at 1 for Brewers and Rangers finale from Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Freddie Peralta gets the ball. By my best guess estimation, he's got 4 starts remaining, and that's a pretty conservative timeline. If I had to guess, he goes today, or tomorrow, I should say, Wednesday. He goes next week against the Angels. I have him on Wednesday. And having Quintana get the ball on Tuesday, you don't want him to have to go more than a week between starts. Then he would go perhaps on Monday or Tuesday against the Padres. And then he would go either on Saturday or Sunday in the finale against the Reds. So that's 4 more starts. And you may be thinking, well, what if they just shorten up Peralta and they already have the division tied up and all this stuff? Well, the other thing is Freddie's not going to pitch again until probably game 1 of the NLDS until that Saturday. So he could have a full week off himself. Maybe they let him go in full distance, or maybe if he's at 19 wins, you get what I'm saying, he needs to run the table to get to 20 wins if he has the opportunity. 16-5. His scoreless inning streak is still intact at 28 innings. The record is 32 by Teddy Higuera back in 1986. He's going up against trade acquisition Merrill Kelly, longtime vet. He knows how to pitch. 11-7 combined on the year, a 3.16 ERA. Kelly's had some injuries earlier this year. Will be his 30th start of the year, though. A 171 innings, 156 strikeouts in that span for him. For Kelly, all of a sudden, he's in this. This will be his 8th start as a Ranger, and he's got a sub-3 ERA in the red, white, and the blue. So, again, that game is at 1:35 tomorrow. No post-game tomorrow, but Thursday, off day, we'll have Brewers Weekly that night. 8 o'clock, Brewers Weekly, 8 p.m. live on WTMJ or here in your podcast feeds. Brewers All Access, wherever you get your podcasts. And this is a good time of year to remind folks, you know, I don't do this very often, but if you're listening this far, either live or in podcast form, you're a fan and we appreciate you. A 5-star rating, if you feel 5 stars. If you feel 4, I understand. But a rating helps, a review helps more than you know, especially, you know, as we get to the end of the year and people are trying to find the Brewers content that they want, trying to sift through all the Packers cloud that is right now this time of year in September. But hey, you know, these ratings really do help us, and we appreciate every single one of them that you give to us. So if you've made it this far on the show, just do us a favor, hit the 5-star, drop a 5-star, or say, hey, you know what, 1-star, Dom stinks. Hey, it's okay. I appreciate you. You were honest. So that is going to just about do it for our program tonight. We will talk to you Thursday night, 8 o'clock for Brewers Weekly, and then we'll have postgame and pregame, actually, all weekend long against the Cardinals Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then another off day coming up on Monday. We can really use them here this time of year. Scoreboard watching season in full effect tomorrow. Our producer is Matt Yazel. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Keep on swinging.
At Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber Group, we believe in the human side of real estate. For us, it's faith, family, and friends in that order. We live that every single day. I'm Tony Wendorf. We move fast, negotiate with confidence, and